4,000 different species of fish and dozens of other sea creatures call a Las Vegas casino home.
Yeah, this place is so cool. News 3's Colette Whelan inside of the Silverton Fish Tank this morning. And Colette, they're celebrating the National Aquarium Month. And we are so jealous because this is like one of the coolest live shots I've ever seen. Good morning, Colette.
Good morning, Dan and Angela. This is a pretty awesome experience. We are about 15 feet underwater inside the aquarium, which is 117,000 gallons. There are, I believe, 7 different species of stingrays. We've got some bat rays, cownose rays, and this beautiful one over here that looks like a leopard is called a honeycomb ray. There are about 5 different species of sharks in here, and the reason it's okay for me to be swimming with them is because they are bottom feeders. They're really not interested in what I'm doing over here, and they are very familiar with people because on a daily basis, divers come in here to both clean the tank, and mermaids are in here entertaining the visitors that come check it out. And let me tell you, being inside with them is a pretty amazing experience. I've never actually been diving myself, so this is as close to being with the creatures that I have ever been. And I mean, you can see they are pretty well adapted. I'm going to go ahead and touch this ray, and it is soft. It is awesome. Dan and Angela, I know you both have been here to observe the tank. Dan, you were talking about bringing your little girl down here. What did she think about it?
Sorry, Colette, I heard you for a second, and then somebody got in my ear, and then I lost what you said. What'd you say about my little baby girl?
I know you brought your little girl down here. What did she think of this experience?
All it was ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. That's it. She's 2. So, yeah, I would say she loved it. She gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I did a story there with one of the...
3 years ago, the state was flush. We had so much cash, Governor Kenny Gwinn gave everybody a rebate check.
I'm expecting $75.
No, I'm expecting $250.
So what happened? 3 years ago, we have all this money, and now we're in this big hole. Well, let me show you what happened using this dry erase board. This is my homage to Tim Russert. The state of Nevada gets almost 2/3 of its revenues from 2 sources. 60% of the state's revenues come from sales tax and gaming. When the economy's bad, people buy fewer things. People gamble less. And these have dropped so far, so fast, that the state of Nevada is now in a $1.2 billion hole.
Gas prices, it doesn't just affect whether we get to work on time or not, or how much extra money we have to spend. It also affects those California drivers who like to come to Las Vegas to play and party and feed our economy.
I think people now are seeing what we've been saying for a long time, that this volatile tax structure needs to be adjusted.
State Assembly Majority Leader John Oseguera says not only should Nevada be relying less on gaming and sales taxes, the state also needs to tuck away more money in the budget for a rainy day.
Yeah, I think the rainy day fund definitely needs to be increased. We're in a rainy day now, for sure.
And unless the tax structure is changed, he sees more rainy days in our future. Dana Wagner, News 3.
Well, in case you haven't heard yet, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo is taking place right here in Las Vegas. I'm with Dean Tufton, one of the world's best team ropers. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm excited to be here.
So what's a team roper?
Well, a team roper basically consists of a team. You've got a header and a healer. I happen to be the healer of our team.
And when you talk about a header and a healer, we're talking about a cow right now.
Exactly. One guy in the team member, the header, he ropes the steer's head or the horns, and he's going to lead the steer off and try and put him in a position where I can catch the back feet.
It is the NFR, the perfect opportunity to learn how to rope a steer. So I wanted to learn from the best. Only one problem. I had to be the cow.
I got you.
That's why he's the champ.
Lucky. I had a good cow.
But what goes around comes around, and around, and around.
Whoa! Whoa! Great cow. She's a natural.
It only took me 3 times, but I finally got it. Dean Tufton, the world leader going into the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo this year. Best of luck to you. Any last words to our viewer?
Oh, I'm a little scared in case you might decide you want to team up next year because my job's in jeopardy.
In a convenience store, cameras are usually easy to spot. But in this store, there's a hidden one right next to the cash register. Can you see it? It's inside the dish for spare change.
I knew I wanted to get in the business of hiding cameras in stuff.
Las Vegan Matt Fleming came up with this idea to squeeze a tiny camera into this tray. It's called Stealth View, and his goal is to catch criminals off guard.
I worked to create a material that I could screen print on that was optically clear so a camera could shoot directly through that.
You can see the camera's video is pretty clear, and the disguise is good enough to fool one kid who tosses a few coins into the dish. But Fleming says the big selling point is the quality of the video.
There's a guy that comes up in the video and puts a Gatorade bottle right next to the camera, and you can clearly read, nutrition facts on the label.
The maker of Stealth View says he's not just providing better quality, he's also providing an opportunity to shoot up at a criminal instead of down like most surveillance cameras.
We've got great videos of the tops of people's heads as they rob places.
In this video, the thief wears a hat. He purposely ducks away from the camera. Police say it's a problem.
His product appears to alleviate some of the frustrations that we feel when we get great, clear digital video, except it's of the top of the suspect's head in a baseball hat.
And they say something like Stealth View could help them stay one step ahead of the bad guys. Angela Martin, News 3.
Welcome to Mamma Mia, a tale of love, laughter, and friendship, and some pretty crazy costumes along the way. Monday, Monday, Monday. Basically, the show is about a gal named Sophie who's looking to find her father, and she finds herself along the way, and that gal is played by Mariah Angeline.
So this is my first costume. Sophie's lived on a Greek island all her life with her mom, who grew up in the 70s, so it's got a very hippie feel to it.
I wasn't jealous before we met.
And of course, Sophie has a love interest throughout the show. It is a guy named Sky, played by Marshall Kennedy Carolyn.
Oh, up close they look really ridiculous, but on stage they look kind of normal, which is really weird to say.
Most shows we have people on their feet dancing at the end of the show because the music and the cast just brings them to their feet. If you want to be a part of it, maybe you should try on this costume here. I think we
That
need to,
one?
Yeah, I think we need to see one.
Is that spandex?
Yeah. All right, let's see if she's ready.
Colette. She ready? Yeah.
All right, come on
Look
out.
at this.
Look at you. You are a dynamo. Look at you guys.
I know. We all look really normal right now.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel a beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah.
One of these cars is not like the others. It was wrecked and rebuilt to look like new.
I wouldn't know the first thing to look for, but I guess I'll just look.
We randomly asked people to inspect the three cars, a Saturn Ion, a Scion XA, and a Suzuki Forenza. Kelly Sheehan is trying to find the salvaged one.
I think the headlight's been replaced because it looks like there's moisture in the headlight, and there's some dings on it that don't, like maybe the front end?
She settles on the Saturn and can't believe it when I show her the car history reports. It's the Scion that's been salvaged.
How would you know? I mean, I wouldn't know. Maybe somebody else would know, but I wouldn't know. It looks like a brand new car.
Next up, Rudy Shabakin.
Is it all right to look under the hood?
He knows a little more about cars.
Yeah, I rebuild old ones.
He opens the doors.
Can we open the trunk?
Checks out the trunk. Even gets on the ground in the 100+ degree heat.
Dang, that's hard to get up.
And he also goes with the Saturn, but for a different reason.
This looks like a repaint. I can see a lot of orange peel in the paint here. I can see a lot of crazing around the bumper.
Wrong again. It is tough to tell, and that's what con men count on.
They'll fix them up somewhat superficially, and they'll sell them at slightly below market value, making you think you're getting a great deal.
In reality, salvaged cars are worth half of what a non-salvaged one would cost. And if it hasn't been fixed properly, well, there could be safety problems. So, before you buy a car, it pays to check the history. Angela Martin, News 3.